Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready, because today we've got a really special pop quiz explainer, and it's all about, well, the most important person in the world, you. All right, so let's get right into it. The rules for today? Super simple. I'm going to ask a question, you get a second to think about it, and then bam, we'll look at the answer together. Think of it as a fun little check-in with yourself. Sound good? Let's do this. Okay, first things first, we're kicking off with round one, Your Amazing Self. This is all about how we see ourselves, which honestly is one of the most powerful things we can ever get a handle on. You ready for question number one? Here it is. What is the definition of self-concept? So, did you get it? It's how you see yourself. But, the real magic isn't just in seeing yourself, it's that second part. It's about actually liking and respecting who you are. That's the whole game right there. That's the foundation for everything. All right, next up. What's another way to say self-image or self-confident? And the answer is your self-worth. I just love how all of these ideas connect. A good self-image, self-confidence, it all comes down to knowing your own value. It's that feeling deep down that you are enough, exactly as you are. So simple, but wow, it can change everything. Okay, so we've covered the positive side, but what about the flip side? What exactly is a negative self-concept? Well, that's when you pretty much always have a low opinion of yourself. You know that little voice in your head? It's when that voice is more of a critic than a cheerleader, always pointing out what went wrong instead of what went right. And you can probably guess how much that can hold you back. All right, time for a fun one. Can you name one physical way you can take care of your self-concept? Yes! If you said getting enough sleep, moving your body, or eating good food, you nailed it. It's so true, right? How we treat our bodies totally affects how we feel in our heads. A healthy body really is the best home for a healthy mind. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. How about with friends? Name one thing you can do with your friends that helps build up a positive self-concept. You got it. Making time for fun and just hanging out with good friends who have your back, it's a huge deal. The people you surround yourself with can literally build you up or bring you down. So choosing to be around people who make you feel awesome about yourself, that is a total power move for your self-worth. This next one is a big one. Seriously, why is it so important to be honest with yourself? Because when you're not honest, it chips away at how you see yourself. Simple as that. Honesty is the foundation of self-respect. Every time you're true to yourself, especially when it's hard, you're proving to the most important person, you, that you have integrity. And that's a huge confidence booster. All right, let's keep it rolling. Next question. Why should you set goals to improve your self-image? Because even reaching a tiny goal makes you feel so capable. And it's not just a feeling. Every single time you achieve something, even something small, your brain rewards you. Those little wins stack up and actually start to build real, lasting confidence. Okay, what does it mean to take a stand? It means standing up for what matters to you, for what you truly believe in. It's about finding and using your voice. And when you do that, you're telling yourself, my values matter. I matter. Because you absolutely do. So you've worked hard, you've taken a stand, now what? Why is it so important to celebrate your success? Because you deserve to feel proud. We're always rushing to the next thing, right? But stopping to celebrate lets you actually soak in that amazing feeling of accomplishment. It's a way of telling yourself, hey, good job. You totally earned it. Okay, last question for round one. Here we go. When you're focusing on who you are, what's one of the most important things to remember? That what other people say just doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep growing and you keep learning. I mean, what a perfect way to wrap up this round. It's your journey. It's your path. Don't let anyone else's noise get in the way of that. Awesome job on round one, everybody. So we've talked a lot about building ourselves up from the inside. But of course, how we interact with other people also shapes how we feel. And that brings us perfectly to round two, the power of words. We're going to talk all about feedback. First question for this round. Let's start simple. What is feedback? Yep, it's really that straightforward. It's just an answer or a comment. But, and this is a big but, as we're about to find out, not all feedback is created equal, not by a long shot. So let's get more specific then. What is positive feedback? Positive feedback is anything that's helpful, encouraging, and this is the key word, constructive. It actually builds you up. It's not just about saying, good job. It's about giving feedback that helps someone grow. And on the flip side, what is negative feedback?
That's any feedback that's just plain mean, harmful, or insulting. If positive feedback is constructive, this stuff is destructive. Its only goal is to tear someone down, and it helps absolutely no one. Okay, this next one is a golden rule for, well, pretty much everyone. When you're giving someone feedback, what is the very first thing you should always say?
This is it, the golden rule. You always start with something positive. Before you say anything else, find something you genuinely appreciate. Trust me, it changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. And that leads us right into the next question. Why? Why is starting with something positive so incredibly important?
Well, for two big reasons. First, it just gives the other person a little boost of confidence. And second, it makes it so much easier for them to actually listen to your suggestion. When people know you're on their side, they're way more open to hearing what you have to say. All right, we're here. The final question of the entire quiz. What should you do when you get negative feedback? This is such a great way to handle it. It's a two-step process. First, remind yourself of all the good things, all the stuff you're great at. Don't let that one comment bring you down. Then, once you're feeling solid, see if there's anything you can learn from it to fix or improve. It's about taking control and turning it into something useful. And that's a wrap. You did it. You aced the pop quiz. Awesome job. Now, let's do a super quick rundown of the big ideas we just covered.
Okay, so what are the big takeaways? Number 1, liking yourself is basically a superpower. Number 2, small goals are the key to building up big confidence. 3, when giving feedback, always start with something positive. And finally, number 4, use feedback to help you grow, not to let it get you down. And that brings us to the end. So I'm going to leave you with this one last question to think about. After all this, what's one thing you are going to do today to build up your positive self-concept? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I'll catch you on the next one.